Y'all see what time it is? It's time for another text receipt. Look, I literally just pulled this up. I know not what to expect here. So it starts with somebody saying, Nisha wants a Tesla car. Then they leave an exclamation mark. And then they say, you don't see my messages? I guess they're not getting a response. She wants a Tesla car. Then they get a response back finally from someone saying, get her one then. Then the first person responds back, the down payment is $6,000. I have $1,000 towards it, and I know you have a 401k where you can get the rest. I wonder if they're talking about getting a car for their daughter or it gotta be, right? Person that left the green text drops a gif saying, how about no? And the first person responds back, so you're not helping your daughter get a car? I want this on record. Okay, so I was right. This is about their daughter. And I'm assuming that the person in green, in the green bubbles, green text, is the guy. He responds back, I'm talking as if I know for sure that it's him. He responds back, record this. I will not get her an expensive ass Tesla. The woman responds back, she graduated with decent grades. She deserves it. All right, let's see how this is going to go. The father responds back, she is choosing not to go to college. She can get a job and I will help with a practical car. My neighbor is selling his 2019 Altima with 50,000 miles for 10 grand. I will talk him down to 8 and get that for her. Something practical. Now leave me alone. 2019, not super old. 50,000 miles, not a whole lot of miles on it. Hell, my dang old Jeep got about that much, and it's 2022. I drive it a lot. How can this girl, this young girl, demand that she wants anything when she ain't got no job? The woman responds back, she deserves better. She don't want that cheap shit. Just help me get the Tesla. Help me get the Tesla. You gonna also be expecting this man to help pay for the car note too, aren't you? Aren't you? $6,000 towards a $8,000 car makes a lot more sense. That car will be paid off real quick than a what, $35,000, $40,000 Tesla. I'm gonna tell you right now, this woman makes very poor financial decisions, and she's also about to try to set her child up for that same sort of failure, and potentially put that child in the hell. They probably can't put the car under her name, so forget about the debt. The man responds back, no, putting his foot down. She can get a job and trade the Nissan in. I'm only buying a practical car or no car at all. Stand 10 toes down. Live in your masculinity, fellas. Don't let these women try to break you from it. She responds back, this is why she hates you. No, you are why she hates him. When I ask for help, you don't want to help. Typical deadbeat. Just because he's not helping you in the way that you want to be helped does not mean he's not helping. Him saying that he will get her a car is better than him saying that he's not going to help get a car at all. There's a difference. It doesn't make him a deadbeat because he's not bowing to your beck and knees. What? She hates him not because of him, but because of you, because you're making her hate him. All the stuff that you feed into her little impressionable mind when he's not around is the reason why she doesn't like him. And you too ignorant to even realize that. Fellas, please be careful who you create a child with. The man responds, I've been getting her 3 days a week for the past 14 years, paying $803 a month in child support, plus additional money in her pocket for trips and birthdays and shopping. I hired her tutor last year, worked 3 jobs to pay for her surgery 2 years ago, and paid 3 grand for her prom. I was willing to pay for her, let's see, it continues on. I was willing to pay for her college and work an extra job to do that. I've done my job. She hates me because you spoil her. Exactly. Either she gets the Nissan or nothing. How could that woman fix her mouth to say that this man is deadbeat after he did all of that for his daughter, work multiple jobs to be able to provide for her? The fact that he's dishing over $800 and something a month for a child that he sees 3 days out the week? You gotta be kidding me. The system is really designed to hurt us, to hurt the men, when a lot of times it's the women that be the problem. She ignores all of that because of course she does. And she said, just give me the $8,000 that you're going to use and she can get the car she wants. She is crying. Wow. Neither her or this child gets it. That money is not going towards that impractical car. It's either going towards a practical one or none at all. Or y'all can go figure that mess out on your own. Ooh, I'm mad at him. I'm really mad at him for impregnating this woman. God. The man responds, I don't care if she's crying. Either I buy the Nissan or it's nothing at all. Exactly. The woman responds back. The mother responds back. She said, stop calling her and she hates you. You as a mother are failing this child so bad. The fact that you allowed yourself to send this man this text message tells me how bad you are at being a mother. What you should have been doing is explaining to your daughter why it would be more practical for her to have a car that her father can actually afford to buy her for her very first car than a car that she just wants that will put her in a bad financial standing. On top of that, you should be telling your daughter that she needs to respect her father and tell your daughter to remove the hatred out of her heart and have nothing but love for this man because he has broke his back for her. But you're failing her. Exponentially, you're failing her. Sad to see. The father responds back, then she won't get the car, so stop texting me. I'm going to sleep. Exactly. She either gonna do what he says because he's the father, he's the leader, or she doesn't get anything at all. That's the way it goes. No ifs, ands, or buts. This woman gets worse. She actually sends this text alleging that this is what the daughter said. She says she hopes you don't wake up. The father responds back, stop texting me. Leave me alone. You saying that, not her. That's not funny. Exactly. Mother responds back, she blocked your number. He responds back, don't care. He is responding exactly how he should. He's holding his masculine frame in the best way that you can. He's not getting overly emotional. He's not buying into what it is that his baby mother is saying. He's not letting this manipulation tactic, because that's exactly what it is, bother him or faze him. She keeps at it. She says that the daughter said she will do to make the money and we can't stop her. The father needs to take these receipts to court, these text receipts, and get full custody of this child. He got all of 2 more years left before he can, before she's grown, and then we really wouldn't be able to stop her from doing OF. Both of them slow anyway. Don't you gotta be 18? You know what? The father says, stop. She's not 18 until February. If you allow it, I'm calling the police. The mother responds, you won't know anyway. She is creating an account as we speak. You can sleep now. When I tell y'all that this is not surprising, this seems like the sort of mother-daughter dynamic that you will see from young girls that get into doing OF and their mothers are okay with it. It's because they're being raised by women like this. And it be these sort of women that make it seem like the father is so bad. He's a deadbeat. He don't provide. He don't do anything when he breaks his back. As ungrateful and unappreciative as these women are for what it is that he does, he still does it anyway. He continues. He's not going to stop. No matter if everything that he's doing is being overlooked and undervalued. If this right here isn't an indicator that in some situations, the child will be better off with the father. The father responds, I will see about the Tesla. Okay, you win. Please, no OF. Is he really about to fold because they're using manipulation tactics? The mother responds back, when can we go look at it? The father responds back, I will take off on my jobs on Friday. The mother responds back, all right, I'll send you to Addie. Then don't disappoint her, and you better not cry. What? Wow. That was the end. It looks like there's a strong possibility that they manipulated him into getting their way. A lot of women do this. A lot of women do this. I want to read what Daphne has to say here. She says, nothing in this exchange is about transportation. It is about a mother using her daughter as leverage to access a Tesla purchase that she actually wants. She graduated is not being offered as a proud milestone, but as a moral of ransom note to force financial compliance. Exactly. While erasing 14 years of consistent support the father has already provided, the threats, she hates you, she hopes you don't wake up, she'll do OF, aren't coming from a child thinking independently. They are the emotional weapons the mother puts in her daughter's head to achieve her own goal. The father's job is to prepare a young adult for life, not finance the mother's ego trip disguised as a gift. There's not much else for me to say here. Daphne nailed it. But let's see what else Daphne has on her page here. All right, we got some Twitter arguments that Daphne done had with some women. This woman gets on Twitter and she says, men are jealous and intimidated by successful women. In some cases, this is true. Daphne responds, no, men are intimidated by successful women. They're turned off by arrogant ones who weaponize their success instead of complimenting it with humility and partnership. Thank you. That's really the main reason why men may have an issue with dating women who are making more money than them, is because the women will weaponize it against them if the man isn't earning as much, instead of using her own financial independence to come together and build something even greater with her partner. God, these women. We got another one. This woman gets on Twitter and she says, I absolutely believe all men cheat. And what this woman don't realize is not all men have the capability of cheating, because not all men attract women. A lot of these women can't even fathom the fact that a lot of men don't even attract women at all. And it baffles me that they don't understand that, because so many women turn down so many men because men don't exhibit the traits, because most men don't exhibit the traits that most women are looking for. The innate traits that a woman desires within a man, outside of height and status and money, most men don't acquire, most men don't have. So if these women are turning down these sort of men left and right, then they should know that other women are also turning them same men down too. Which is why we live in a state now where a lot of men are just opting out altogether because they ain't figured it out. Daphne responds, you don't believe all men cheat. You just keep picking the ones who do. That's not a universal truth. That's your dating pattern. Oof. Truths. Whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help her God. Because yes, you keep picking the wrong ones. Of course you pick cheaters. I know a few women who keep picking cheaters. Oh man. All right, this woman right here, she gets on Twitter and she says, the birth rate is dropping because men don't know how to treat women. We don't want your babies. The birth rates are dropping because both men and women are opting out of the dating scene and out of replenishing their freedom for the life of a child or someone else. Daphne responded, the birth rate isn't dropping because men don't know how to treat women. It's dropping because society values have shifted. Exactly. People are prioritizing their career, peace, financial stability over a chaotic relationship and broken homes. Exactly right. It's not the men don't want babies. It's about not wanting the drama that comes with the wrong person. Exactly. Story of my life. When I tell y'all that Daphne is speaking to me right now, I resonate. Prime example, your post. Facts. Facts. If someone were to get this woman here pregnant, just like we saw in the very first text receipt, that's the thing that men are afraid of. Trying to do this thing called life with the wrong one, and then the wrong one just keeps bringing dysfunction and hell into your life even after the relationship is over. If you have a child with them. We got some more, Daphne. We have another one. This woman right here says, according to my therapist, men try to initially make women depressed so they will need them. You need a new therapist because what kind of shit? Daphne responds, the only thing your therapist proved is that you need a new therapist. Men are not running covert CIA psyops to sabotage women. Some of y'all just date low vibration men and then universalize your bad taste. Exactly. I can't believe this woman had this thought, had this idea, and then thought it was so good that she was gonna put it on the internet. Oh man, not even a thought idea that she had. It was her damn therapist. Bro, those men that do that, those men are called narcissists. I can't believe she didn't use the word. I can't believe she didn't use the word narcissist in her post. Because so many times these women use that term incorrectly. But that would be an actual narcissist. What the hell just happened? Somebody tried to call me on Instagram. All right, we got another one. This woman right here, she gets on Twitter and she says, what happened to men being providers and protectors? God-fearing gentlemen. Daphne responds to her, well, they disappeared right after being told they weren't man enough unless they made six figures, had abs, paid every bill, and read minds. Exactly. You can't expect protectors when half of the women treat providers like ATMs and leaders like villains. Woo-wee! I'm about to repost this shit right now. I'm about to repost this. We ain't done yet. This woman right here, she gets on Twitter and she says, a man wants you to submit, but you pay half the rent, cook, clean, and work. Submit to what exactly? LMAO. She thought she ate. She thought she ate. That's why she got way more comments than she does likes. Because she thought she ate. Since when does having to be an adult and pay bills have anything to do with submission? It baffles me the amount of women that don't understand how 95% of men are broke, and how there's not enough men to go around for every woman that is broke, not broke, or wealthy. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. They just gonna die alone. That's all there is to get. Daphne responds, funny how submission only sounds like slavery when it's not benefiting you. Exactly, when it's not benefiting them. You will submit to your boss, your landlord, your bills every month. But mutual respect in a relationship suddenly feels like oppression? That's right, they submit to their boss, they submit to their landlord. But in a relationship, oh, now we have a problem. because I'm paying these bills too. Now we have a problem. How does that mess make sense? We ain't done yet. We still got a few more of these. This guy gets on Twitter and he must say something that people don't like because he only got 29 likes and way more comments. He says, why do good men stand on the sideline and not call out other men on how they treat women? Good question. Really good question. All right, so Daphne responds. She says, good men often stay silent because the cycle of protection without accountability is deadly. Hold on, let me read that again, because Daphne be hitting different when she's talking about men. When she talk about men, she hit different. Good men often stay silent because the cycle of protection without accountability is deadly. I'm gonna keep reading so I can get a better understanding. Society expects men to risk their lives for women who sometimes defend their abusers. Ooh, wait! Until that pattern changes, self-preservation will always outweigh intervention. Yes. It's so much safer for a man to mind his business when he's seeing other men do women wrong. This is something that I experienced as a child, oh no, I got a better example. Hold on, I gotta click out of here for a second. I got a better example. So I was in this Jeep club. I would mention their name, but I'm not gonna do that. I was in this Jeep club here in Atlanta. There was a meeting. They had a meeting on a Wednesday. This was about maybe 2-3 years ago. And in this meeting, they were addressing some of the issues within the community, within the Jeep community, within our Jeep club. And in this meeting, they had the person that ran the Jeep club, and then you had that person's committee, and then you had all of the Jeepers, all of the people that was in the club. But not everybody, but a good amount of people were there because they wanted to hear what was going on, what issues were being had, and how those things were going to change. Well, they brought up an issue of there being a man within the community that was being inappropriate with women. We're talking about grape. We're talking about being inappropriate with young girls that came around. Some of these Jeepers might have brought their teenage girls around. This individual allegedly would be inappropriate with them. They brought this issue to everyone's awareness. But then after, I'm expecting for them to say something like, we're going to remove this individual from the community, from the club. Now, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this incident, because 6-7, that's never mind. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this incident because of the fact that people were kind of torn. So after they brought up the alleged incidences between this man and other members of the community, I was expecting to hear, oh, we're going to remove him. He is no longer allowed to be a part of our community. But instead, I heard silence. Nothing was said. So I got up on the microphone. They did have a microphone. I got up on the microphone and I stood amongst everyone and I said, hey, I just heard y'all say that y'all wasn't going to do anything about this man that has been allegedly doing these heinous acts to women in his group. And they're like, yeah, what do you want us to do? We can't help what people do. I'm like, but you can help who you associate with. Absolutely. You can help who you allow to be or not be a part of your group or your club. Well, we don't know if these women are just saying this. We don't know if he's actually doing those things. So how are you going to determine if he is or not? Well, these women should just call the police. If he's actually doing that stuff, then they should just call the police. Usually victims don't call the police on their accusers when it comes to things or comes to matters of rape. Usually it takes people within the community, once being confided into, kind of help give the alleged victim the peace of mind to want to call the authorities for some help. Well, we don't know. And the reason they were being that way is because this member was someone who they liked. They would consider a friend. They felt as though that there was no possible way that this guy was doing those things because they didn't see them, right? Then I told them while up there on the stand, I was like, look, I have a brand, I have a business, I have a name, and this isn't good for my brand. Last thing I need somebody to do if I'm out in the streets is to be like, hey, aren't you a part of that One G Club? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I heard y'all be raping women. I'll be damned. So I left. And here's the kicker that goes back to what Daphne said in that Twitter post. As I was walking out the room, there were women, because I'm looking around, seeing who's going to stand up and walk out with me. Nobody. There was women that stopped me and they said, hey, thank you for speaking up for us. There's been times where we feel unsafe around certain men in this group, in this club. And I respond back, okay, so what you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna stay because I don't have much of a social life and it feels good to be a part of something. Just like Daphne said here, the good men will stay silent when bad men are doing wrong, because not only can it get them hurt, but what good would it do us to help a woman who can't help herself when there is an opportunity to? Them women could have stood up and walked up out of their room, but they decided to stay and potentially be victims of what this man was doing. That answers his question. Why do men stay silent? Let's move on. Sorry, that was a little long, but I just wanted to share that with y'all as an example, prime example. I got other examples too, but I think that was the best one I could give. This woman right here says, men, please heal. Because if you need a woman to chase you in order to apply pressure, might as well go date a man. What? Daphne responds, women be talking about men need to heal while still bragging about causing the wounds. Ooh. Sis, if your love language is emotional terrorism, you're not a healer. You're the trauma. Yo, this girl thought she ate, but she got ate. Look, how you got 1,000 comments? That's crazy. All right, this woman right here, same situation. She gets on Twitter. She says, you're not a strong man and a leader for wanting a submissive woman. You're a weak man who needs to control a woman to feel validated as a man. If she think that's true, Woman, there are women out here that ask men if they would be okay with being in a dom/sub relationship. What does that mean? Dominant/submissive relationship. What does that look like? That looks like the woman being submissive to a man that tells her what to do. Those sort of relationship dynamics exist because that woman fully trusts that man to lead her. And she also gets off on being told what to do in that manner. Daphne responds, modern women here lead, and instantly translate it into control. Exactly. It's the craziest thing because women ask to be led. But then you got the modern ones who hear lead and think it's control because they've never actually seen a real relationships. Only chaos, ego, and trauma bond. Exactly. So crazy because so many women ask to find a leader type male. They want to be led by a man, but then you got the modern day women. And it's a combination of the two because they both exist within the modern woman. But then you have the ones within the modern women that hear lead come out of a man's mouth specifically and think that he is trying to control her. And hell, even some women, they'll hear from women and think the same thing. All right, this woman right here, she says, good women do exist. Our stomachs aren't flat and we talk back. Good women with flat stomachs do exist too. And they don't talk back either. Daphne says, then get in the gym and shut up. Yo, look, Daphne knows how to keep it short and sweet at the perfect times, man. Yo, this woman, again, you got this many likes, way more comments, more than 100 more comments than Daphne. Way more likes. Way more likes. Just a few comments. It don't take much. All right, we get to the end of this. This woman, she gets on Twitter and she says, list of men to never date. The ugly men, the old men, the tall men, surprisingly, the mama's boys, the man that's always working on himself. I got so much to say about all of this. The man that's been chasing and trying to get you for years. And the man with bad relationships with his mother. Run. Yo! What sense does this make? The mama's boy is typically the man that has a good relationship with his mama. You want him to have a good relationship with his mom, but not be a mama's boy at the same time. I guess I get that. The ugly men. I mean, don't date what you're not attracted to. Old men. How old are you talking? Because what's old anyway? People be out here talking about old, and old don't even be old no more. I think old now is like 70 and up. Hell, I know a dude that go to my gym. He's 70 and don't even look 70. I don't even know if old is not what it used to be. Yo, this man does not look 70, bro. He drives a badass car too. Anyway, tall men. Since when do women not want tall? Why would you even say that? Her man must be short. Then she says, the man that is always working on himself. We all should always be working on ourselves. We're never perfect. We will never be perfect. But to strive to be better in areas of your life where there is some improvement that is needed is always necessary. I'm currently working on being better in every area of my life where I know that there is some improvement that needs to be done. Am I enough for what it is that I want out of life now? Sure. But can I be better? Yes. The man that's been chasing you and trying to get you for years, that might be the only one that will actually commit to you. You better stop. What Daphne got to say about this mess? Daphne says, Mama, you're out here writing commandments for men while your lace front is filing an eviction notice on your scalp. Maybe finish installing the wig before you start installing standards. Damn, look at that. Yo! The audacity! The audacity! Woman, shut up. Do like Daphne said, go to the gym and shut up. That's what you need to do. This is a good long episode. Anyway, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. I want to go back and read all this shit. I'm going to see you guys in the next one.